alive. Resonating, vibes ain't feeling good. Everything but vibrating. I am at peace. I am at peace.
Let's just get to it. This is my tune of the week. Very important tune, right? Very important tune.
Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me slowly. Hit me quick. Hit me. Hit me.
Hit me with your rhythm stick. Ian Drury, right? Man was an amazing songwriter, and he was an amazing person. And I'm into that today because, as you no doubt know, today is the anniversary of the first polio vaccinations in America.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Yeah. Polio is a big thing, man. It used to muck up a lot of people. 1954, Jonas Salk, I think his name was. He gave the first polio vaccine. And so, especially now we've got this COVID thing and all these people saying, shall we get the vaccine, shall we not get the vaccine? Just thought it was kind of appropriate for people to realise that there was a time when loads of people out there had polio, died from measles and all that stuff. And then they got vaccinated, and maybe it's coincident, maybe it's not. Because you're a pharmacist, maybe you can explain to me.
So first off, I'm a chemist.
Chemist, pharmacist.
chemist.
Go down a pharmacy, go down a chemist.
So like a chemist would understand chemistry and a pharmacist would understand the results thereof that have been made into a drug. I suppose is a really crude way to put it. But no, what was your question? Sorry.
Did you just kick my ass then? Did
No,
you just,
I didn't.
slap me down. Bitch slap me just. Fool! You turned into Mr. T then, didn't you? Get out my way, fool!
Edit, let me tuck my gold back in. Hold on.
Right, so you're clever, Clogs, right?
Well,
Vaccines, some about them.
what would you wish to know? I suppose some of the suspicion out there, and I don't really want to necessarily talk about such things, because one thing I do know is that I'm not a specialist in vaccines, I'm not a virologist, I'm not a specialist in understanding the stats.
Did you get vaccinated when you was a kid? Did you get vaccinated when you was a kid?
Yeah, I currently have the flu vaccination every year. I can't offer that up to people, man. Like, do you know what I mean?
Is that like a dark secret? Is that going to lose you credibility in Waitrose and St Albans? when you go to St Albans.
Do you know what? I'll let you win that one. 1-0.
But it's interesting, isn't it? All these people going, I'm not getting vaccinated against COVID. It's not real. And all that. Okay, it's fair enough. But people tend to get polio anymore in this country, or smallpox.
I think it's a good point.
And, typhoid, plague.
Indeed.
Maybe it's a coincidence.
Although the plague, don't know about that one, putting that one in there, because that weren't like, no one ever
That
done
went up, didn't it? You're like, I don't care about smallpox. Yeah, don't talk about plague, man.
Well,
I might be a chemist, but I know things about that one. Come on.
Did you see it? Did you see it in my mind?
Sorry, your passion.
Well, because I don't know how true this is, man, but I thought that a lot of the green spaces in London are there because that's where they buried the dead from the plague, deep, and they don't ever want them to not be green spaces because they never found a cure for the plague, so they don't want them to be dug up. Do you know what I mean? Just in case it comes back. In general, but maybe that's not true. As I said that out loud, it sounded mental.
Do you know what? The more I hear about Cam and his compound movement, encouraging them teenagers to go into the plague parks and exercise instead of taking in deep breaths, man, to kill them off. Go on, Cam. You're my man. Compound. Me and compound.
The biggest conspiracy.
Kill off the youth then. It's all linked, mate. It's all linked. I see it now. The man's a genius. And Cameron, he was in on it. Woo!
Do you know when someone makes an observation, and you feel that you just got to share it because it made you laugh?
Let's have it.
A friend made a fantastic observation. They said that Preeti Patel was...
Sorry, can you call her by her proper name? Very Pretty Patel.
Was, and I didn't say this, they said was not dissimilar to Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django Unchained.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll leave that there. We'll leave that there, let it fly.
Hang on, let's go back. I've just objectified a woman because that's what I do, because I'm a man, okay? I can't help it. I'm genetically
I didn't even clock that.
predisposed to find women attractive or to want to mate and breed, okay? That's what I am. It's in my genetic makeup. I know it's wrong, and I try not to breed with everyone. However, very pretty Patel. She's hot, man. She does it for me. She's got that stern kind of school teacher. No, you can't get to bed with me. You were last week. And on this graph, it says 3 times last year. You can wait. And I'll be like, oh, very pretty. Oof,
You
lower.
know, there's psychology in them sort of things as well. You know, so some would say that persons who hold positions of power,
Yeah.
would like or be attracted to sexual situations where they have no power. You understand? And then the other
Oh,
side, if
Am I
someone
able to
is
shout? Is that what
very,
you're saying to me?
well, I'm saying if someone's really jovial, they might they might find someone very serious and stern attractive. I mean, opposites attract is what I'm saying.
Are you saying it's all about chemistry? Well, I'm not talking about chemistry because don't get into trouble. What's the matter with you? Get off the fence. Is she very pretty, Patel?
She's pretty, yeah.
Gorgeous, man. And why does Samuel L. Jackson leave? What is we saying that she's a sellout or a coconut or a bounty or any of that kind of stuff or what?
Okay, let's explain the observation. In Django Unchained, there is it kind of shows an order of slavery in which those in the field would be looked upon by those in the house as lesser, but those in the house and in the field will both be looked upon as lesser than anyone that would be white. Do you know what I mean? That's how it was. And in the house, there was like a head slave. He did not like black people. He was black, but he didn't like black people, and he was played by Samuel L. Jackson. And this person made the observation that seemingly
Pretty Patel, very pretty. Yeah.
expresses some of the similar sorts of
Well, she doesn't like black people.
opinions. No,
What? She thinks
Mate.
he's white.
mate,
Is that what it is?
no. Like, because the guy in Samuel L. Jackson, if you see the movie, you'll get it, right?
I've
Because
seen the movie, mate.
the guy in the
It's
movie doesn't
rubbish.
think he's white, does he?
No, he's a horrible, evil character, and Samuel L. Jackson plays him to Oscar-winning standards, mate. That
Indeed.
character made me just want to go out and beat up butlers.
It-
Obviously, I appreciate some of us, no names mentioned, probably had a butler when they're growing up in the ghetto. But the rest of us, bloody Irish, with our stammers and our statters, and I may have a glass of water, please. We never know butler to ask for a glass of water, please.
I don't even know what to say now.
So my point is this: Priti Patel, I think she's horrible to everyone. I don't think she's particularly more so or less so. I think it's all about money and class.
I think the person's comment was stemming from something that was said when asked in an interview, do you realise the policy that you are proposing would mean that your parents wouldn't be allowed to stay in this country or have been able to stay and grow in this country? And the response was, yes, I do realise that.
Yeah.
And that was where it was basically born from. Like,
But you know, Hitler Youth used to turn in their parents, man. They used to turn in their parents for saying things about Adolf at the dinner table.
really?
Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of people have cultural dissonance and, you know, identity things. I've got a mate whose name is Seamus. He got convicted for football hooliganism back in the 90s because he was a big England fan. And where he got his conviction was when England played Ireland. I'm like, Seamus, how did you feel in court? Going, you're a dollar Irish. Really, Mr. McAnally? What? How'd that work out at home?
And the thing is, as interesting as that is, I find it equally interesting when a child will blindly follow what a parent has done. So, for example, some people will say, my parents voted Labour, so they voted Labour while alive, such and such, and they will vote Labour because of this history attached to their family and that thing, without necessarily digesting the thing and whether they agree with the path. I think that's
but that's because you ain't got kids, mate. That's why.
maybe.
You ain't got kids. It's that blunt, right? Listen, you're having Reggae Sunday. Do you think that was your own free choice? That was your dad sitting you down, going, well, don't wear the husband. You know, I want to listen to the husband. You want some Bob Marley. I imagine. Or maybe he got on the staff to do it.
Do you know what?
But
That's like 2-1 now. You just slapped me down there.
I'm just all over you now since you kicked my pharmacy chemist ass.
Woy.
You've not been the same since you got Sly sponsorship. That's what's happened. Since you started taking backhanders. In the box, mate. Anyone wants to sponsor me, put it in the box, mate.
I've got to give a shout out, right? So people might notice that we've got a new logo now. We've got a new logo for the show. And I want to give a big up to the person who created this for me. His name is Willie D. D-E-E. And
Willie D.
Willie D. And he's been, over the last year or so, he's gone through health issues and things.
Nice.
Like, I don't want to chat his business, but like, big up big up Willie D, and thank
Well,
you for
you
doing it.
intrigued me now. You've
Um,
just got inquisitive now. It's like, so the guy's had health issues. Is he still battling them? Has he got through them? Has he overcome them?
he's through them. He's definitely on the road to recovery. He has
Good man.
hard times and good times, and I think in creating the, I think you wouldn't mind me saying this, in creating the logo, it really gave him a reason to wake up and feel
No, that's nice,
have,
man.
have
That's
something
good.
to do. So
That's
I'm
good.
really grateful that he's done it, but I'm also really grateful that it's affected him in a positive way. So anyone out there, if you feel like a bit down and stuff, it's just to share that.
No, we are grateful, man.
Yeah, we are
even
grateful.
Even the unsponsored one amongst us is grateful. Even the one I get no plague money. Plague money, that's what it is.
Plague money.
Plague money. Getting all the sending kids to the park with all the profit Cameron's giving Cam.
Plague money
Cam
like
and
that.
Cameron. Hang on. Cameron and Cam.
Why, what's happened
Same
there?
person, isn't it? Your mate Cameron. Your mate Cam is Cameron, isn't it?
Cameron? Who's Cameron now?
David Cameron.
Oh, see.
I've outed you now, mate. This mysterious Cam you're referring to is David Cameron, isn't it?
It's spelled. I'm not even going to bite. I'm not going to bite, mate.
Good man
I'm not
now.
going to bite. This is a bit silly, but like in lockdown, we can think some stupidness, and then you think, stop. Just.
I clearly demonstrate it every week, mate. I can think of some stupidness.
I was thinking like, so it annoys me that like people think that because I'm black that I'm going to be late, right? Do you think it annoys Egyptians that people think they walk like that, or is that just a British thing from the song?
Right. Can I just point out to the people who are listening to this on our new Spotify?
I've seen.
Jonathan's now lost the plot and is now walking like an Egyptian around his kitchen in his sponsored top.
But that walk like an Egyptian, I think that's a British thing. I think American listeners don't. There's a song, right, called "Walk Like an Egyptian," and people do a particular dance in the song, like that. And yeah.
So you're the Bangles song "Walk Like an Egyptian,"
Yes.
and back in the old days, Jonathan King did Egyptian reggae, same dance. Bob Hope did the same dance.
Really?
Dance from time. I'm sorry, but Reggae Sunday, when your dad went to sleep and you put on Miley Cyrus and then the Bangles and started walking around the front room like an Egyptian. That goes back decades, mate. Probably even longer. Who knows? Maybe someone's got the time to do the research.
There's a couple of things here. Jonathan King he's smacked me down as well with one up from my name. Anyway.
Well, and also he was, wasn't he? Did he serve a sentence for having a relationships with underage boys?
I did not know this.
So suddenly you're not quite so in awe of him, are you? The prince looking at the king, thinking,
I'm glad I'm the prince. Yeah, definitely.
But if he dies, do you become the king?
Nah. So hold on, that dance existed before the song I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But do you reckon the British made it up?
I don't know. You need Google. You confuse me with Google, mate.
Write in the comments, man. People tell us what do you think. What do you think?
If you've got nothing better to do with your life.
Does walk like an Egyptian mean anything to you? Does it conjure images of a certain walk? Put it in the comments.
Yeah, I was I probably missed out on that one. Mine was more sort of the candy dance. That was a bit bigger, I think, in my youth.
So you're gonna have to explain to some people what the candy dance is, mate. Can't just put it out there like that.
When Cameo comes on,
We don't know no lie. Resonating, vibes ain't feeling good.